One of the biggest debates in Critical Ops is always, are you an OG player? How long have you played the game? Are you a new gen or an OG? And those terms have been used for a long time. So in this video, I'm going to try and clarify just a couple of things about whether people in general are OGs or new gens, and also the pro scene. I'm going to focus on a big segment of this will be on the Pro League AllStars that happened in 2020, which was kind of like a middle generation. I'll get into that in a second. But yes, that's the point of this video. It's kind of cool, kind of good to reminisce and see the memories that we lived through the entirety of C-Ops, I should say. And yeah, let's get into this video. So as I said before, kind of want to categorize everything between old gen, middle gen, and new gen. So the old gen started back in the beginning of C-Ops in 2015 until Valiant's endgame, which was ended in about early 2019. That was the old generation of C-Ops. That's when, all the old pros, everybody knows GS, your Hammers, your IFLs, all those old teams were playing back then. And so the new generation is much different, it's more complex. I kind of have new gen could really start anytime after 2019, but I categorized into a middle gen, which was CLL Global Season 1, which happened in the summer of 2019, up until Circuit Season 3, which was summer and early fall of 2021. And then you have the new gens, which I categorize as Circuit Season 4, which was winter 2022, until current day Pro League, which is going on now. And so yeah, there's a lot of stuff packed in there. It's a lot of tournaments in that time period. And obviously, if I were to list all the major tournaments, I would put them all into each category, so you can kind of identify who was the pros during this tournament or this era of C-Ops. And yeah, so the next part of this video is going to be identifying old gens, middle gens, and new gens. And it's kind of hard to exactly do this, especially with players changing their name very often. You could add somebody under a different name back in 2019, and now is playing currently in 2023 as a different name. And I wouldn't know, and so it's kind of really hard to say, who's a new gen, who's an old gen. For example, myself, I started playing the competitive scene around 2017, and, in 2018, I kind of moved into, the tier 3-ish scene, and I was, maybe a top 20 team. And then in 2019, we had a really first big breakthrough and became tier 1 in 2019. So you could consider me like a middle gen for being a tier 1 player, but an old gen for being a tier 3 and competitive player in general. So it's very confusing, there's a lot of old stuff, so I could be considered an old gen or middle gen, really, and I still play in the new gen era. But anyways, we're going to go through, this is a great way to do it. Here is the All-Star 2020 rosters, woo! So I'm going to go through each of these pros, because these were the top players in 2020, a majority of them. Some of them aren't in here, because some of them didn't participate in this tournament or couldn't make it. But for the ones that were on the roster, we're just going to go through and identify who still plays the game and who's no longer here. So this part of the video could get kind of long. I'm not really sure how long this will be, but let's just get right into it. So this was the first team. And so this had Resurrection, Naruto, Blue, Trax, and Coates. Now, I will say, none of these players actually play the game currently. Rez is the only one. He's kind of like the coach / 8th man for my current team, DyG. Obviously, DyG has been around forever, but Naruto no longer plays the game. He quit in, I think, 2020, maybe 2021 was his last time playing. Blue came back with me in AMP in late 2021, 2022. He played the game and he quit right before Circuit Season 4. He re-quit. Trax has been quit since Circuit Season 3-ish, and Coat has been quit for some time, but he actually just returned to the game, so that's interesting. Moving on, we have Isaac, who is, still the leader of M5. He's been around forever. Me and Isaac have had a long history together and against each other, so he's still playing the game. Albert, aka Pro Noob, is no longer playing, but he kind of came back with Coat's new team, and they kind of play here and there, so I will say they're kind of still a thing, kind of not. Prophecy, I actually don't even remember. I think Prophecy was the Blessed leader at one point, but I might be wrong about that, or he was Philosophy leader. I can't really remember. I don't believe he plays the game anymore. And yes, Rap came back to the game. Well, I guess he's been playing the game since 2018, 2019. And he's been, in the pro scene. He won the major with Isaac in Season 4, I think, Circuit Season 4. And then V-Pop also came back with UE, so both of them are kind of playing the game still, but they are now on break indefinitely. Moving on to this team, we have Asian Blaze, who no longer plays. He moved to Codm, still kind of touches the game here and there. Felon, who was playing and is still in M5. I believe he's their 8th man right now in M5. He kind of stepped down, isn't taking some time off the game. Menace no longer plays the game. He's been gone for quite some time. Snoopy is currently in Merc, one of the starters from Merc, and so is Scott. So actually, interestingly enough, both of them were actually on this roster together, and they're both still playing together to this day in Merc together. I would say Merc is probably the powerhouse of NA right now. They're probably the most skilled team in North America with the most experience as well. So moving on to the next roster, we have Headshots, who I think is back. We actually played against this team in the Pro League qualifiers. He was playing with Strictly Business, aka Zaire, Z-A-I-R-E was his IGN. Raptor is also back, well, kinda back. Yui, there's a whole issue with Yui right now, so I'll consider him playing the game currently because Yui is here, but they're kind of going through an interesting situation. Clutch has quit the game again, or at least taken a break ever since they finished 4th in Worlds 2022, so he's been gone for quite a few months. But I don't know if he'll be back or not. We'll have to see. Impact is also, I think, kind of on break, but he kind of still plays the game. I don't think he's in a team currently, but he still plays the game. Kills has been gone for probably since Circuit Season 4 when he was with my team in Polar Ace. And then moving on, Daylight's off and on, kind of like Clutch. They both kind of play the game still, but they're not really playing in a team currently. Corks has been gone for some time. I don't believe he plays anymore. Mir, blacklisted, so unfortunately he's no longer able to play the game. Rest in peace, Mir. I believe that's Mickey, aka the hacker, so he got exposed for hacks, which means he is out. The 4th guy there, Mickey, I believe that was Mickey. And yeah, he's banned. Arson also quit the game, so he's not playing currently. He's been gone for probably at least over a year and a half. It's been quite some time since he's been in the scene. Okay, so Ottawa, also one of the Merc players right now. I believe he's a captain for Merc right now. So he's still playing the game, and he's been playing for quite some time. I mean, he's very experienced now and has really taken the scene by force. Gloxy, also still playing with UE right now. Myself, still playing. I've had a long stint in the game, but my history, enough said with that. You know, everybody knows my history. If you're watching my channel, you probably know. Frost was playing the game, and like Mir, he's now blacklisted. They both were exposed for attempting to buy hacks in D2R when they remade D2R recently. And Kai has been quit for some time, but Kai's always been a really cool guy, so unfortunately him and Arson, I think, have been gone at the same time. They both left the scene and they've been gone for some time. Fumble, I believe, has been gone for quite some time as well. I don't remember when he quit exactly, but he has not been here for a while. Mirage is kind of back, but he's also still blacklisted for another season or two, and then he's finally off the blacklist for attempted cheats back in like 2021. It's been a while since that whole situation happened, but he kind of still plays the game for subs in for Merc every once in a while. VP also in Merc, so you know what? A lot of these Merc players are on these rosters. It's crazy to still see him here. Joey's, I believe, been quit. He was one of the Blessed players back in the day. And Rup's been quit for probably since Circuit Season 3 was his last time playing the game, and he's been quit since then. Claw's an interesting player. He's kind of back, kind of not. He was going to return and actually be on my DyG roster, but he ended up not fully feeling the game when he would scrim with us, and he didn't really want to keep playing, so, you know, awesome player, love seeing Claw play, but right now he's not playing the game. Widow, I believe, got exposed for hacks and quit the game. I don't remember exactly what happened with him, but he's no longer playing currently. 12, also not playing currently. Him, Kai, and Arson have been quit for some time now. Averti's still playing the game. He was the captain of UE, but like I said, UE's going through some stuff, so I'll consider him still playing. And then Chica, I believe, still plays with... Actually, I think he was on the Strictly Business roster with Headshot that we beat in the qualifiers. So anyways, that's it right there. A lot of these pros were the top players in 2020-ish. Now, there's a lot of players that weren't in this roster, or in these rosters that played back in 2020. And even in these rosters alone, a lot of these players, you know, this is the middle generation, as I was saying. This is the middle gen. A lot of these players were playing in, but most of these players, including myself, played back in 2018, 2017, so most of these players were old gens. And anyways, here's the final results of the players of at least the NA All-Stars event lineups. Here's the statistics on who's quit, who was caught hacking, and how many of us still play the game. So that is going to be it for this video, though. It is kind of a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I think it's a really cool video, and just seeing the statistics and everything is very cool. I'd be interested, though. Let me know in the comments, are you guys an old gen player, a new gen player, or a middle generation player, based on the tournament dates down below. Just let me know what you are, and also let me know who your favorite player is out of all these players in the NA All-Stars. Which player do you miss the most, or I guess if they're still playing, who do you enjoy watching the most out of all these players? So let me know in the comments those two things, and that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have an awesome day. Peace out.